Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Warships Legends with Rear Admiral Xarkun. Yep, that was Jingle's intro, wasn't it? Yep, you know why? Because this is not a game that was played by me, but a replay that was sent in by the star of today's video, Diloricate. He will be in the Tier 7 Premium American Battleship USS Alabama, which can be purchased in the store for the low price of 750,000 global XP. And this is a game featuring the Alabama that has a lot in it that I really like. This is not a game where Diloricate is going to sit in the back sniping at the enemy battleships and cruisers. Instead, he is going to make a concentrated push with his teammates on this eastern flank of the map. He's going to head in toward Charlie with a friendly destroyer and a friendly battleship in tow. He's going to meet some opposition, and at least for this first sequence, he is going to, I don't want to say be lucky, but I am going to say that this result that he achieves here would not have been possible without the support of both the destroyer and the battleship which are sailing behind him. The Alabama, however, is quite, in terms of American battleships, the effective brawler, and Diloricate is going to use it that way. He's also going to demonstrate some excellent counter-destroyer maneuvering as he draws closer. We have a Benson that has popped up in the Charlie cap, smoking up now, probably going to launch some torpedoes and, maintain some quick fire on Diloricate's Alabama, although no shells are incoming. The friendly Fletcher has launched torpedoes at the Benson's smoke screen and spotted torpedoes from the Benson heading right toward Diloricate's Alabama. Now, unfortunately, Diloricate here turns to the right when I think maybe he should have turned to the left, because he does take one torpedo. It only does not a lot of damage. What was that, 5-8K, thanks to the Alabama's excellent torpedo protection and the torpedo hitting on that torpedo protection. Now, though, since the Benson has launched his torpedoes, there's not really any danger of any more incoming torpedoes, and the Fletcher has spotted the Benson. So instead of shooting at the broadside Iowa, Diloricate makes the correct decision to shoot at the Benson, briefly checks the Bismarck over there before aiming back at the enemy destroyer, launches one salvo with the rear guns. Results aren't great. Second salvo is sent into the air just as the Benson disappears. It hits the Benson. First kill, first blood medal. And we're off to a great start here. Now, this is the part where I said this push would not have worked had it not been for the assistance of the friendly Fletcher and whatever battleship is behind Diloricate, because you can see he's in a position where he's essentially in a crossfire right now. He's got an Iowa directly in front of him who is making the curious choice to present a completely flat broadside and is getting punished for him. But Diloricate is also presenting the flat broadside of his Alabama to the Bismarck, who is trying to punish him for it, but not succeeding in spectacular fashion. Luckily, the friendly battleship behind Diloricate is pushing up and is going to distract the Bismarck. The Iowa, in the span of two salvos, has been taken out, so Diloricate can turn and angle against the Bismarck now, although that isn't strictly necessary because the Bismarck has decided he's going to shoot at the other friendly battleship in the area. So, no real reason for Diloricate to angle too hard against the Bismarck. He is turning in that direction, though. The Bismarck is again aiming at him, so he is going to take a shot there in the broadside. Luckily, it looks like it was just an over-penetration. That second shot hurt a little bit more, but Now, closing in on the Bismarck, he's not going to survive for too long with a destroyer and 2 battleships focusing all their attention on him. And with this, Diloricate and his teammates here have completely cleared out this flank, and that is going to allow Diloricate to basically rampage through the map after this Bismarck is dealt with. Now, the Bismarck isn't making it easy. He is angled, and a enemy destroyer has popped up, another Fletcher. So Diloricate here, pay attention to what he does, sailing in a straight line for just a little bit as the destroyer was detected, trying to bait the torpedoes, and then, after pausing for a little while to travel in one direction, turning away and changing course. That allows him to avoid the Fletcher's torpedoes and take no damage from any angry metal fishes. The Bismarck is taken down by Diloricate, who has racked up 91,000 damage so far and 3 kills, and the match hasn't even been going on for that long. The Fletcher is doomed, he's spotted, he's launched all of his torpedoes, there's nothing he can do, he can't run away, and he's got 3 ships shooting at him. All it takes, though, is 1 salvo from the Alabama's guns to remove the Fletcher from the game, and just like that, 4 kills, 96,000 damage done. 1 kill away from a kraken, and there are plenty of enemy targets left. The rest of the enemy team here is concentrated to the south of the Alpha Cap. There's a Wichita out there giving broadside, which likely means over-penetrations are in store for us here. And yes, that is the case. 3 over-penetrations, what a shame. Too bad the Wichita could not be punished for his terrible transgressions, but hopefully somebody will give him his comeuppance. Now, Diloricate is on fairly low health here, and he no longer has any repair parties to use, so he is going to have to be careful. He's going to use these islands as cover and concealment to enter the Bravo Cap, which has already been flipped by the friendly team. But hopefully he's going to be able to move across it, keep the island between himself and the cluster of enemy ships out there, and release some shots at any enemy ships who are capable of being shot in a position where they can't really fire back at Diloricate and take away any of his remaining 17,000 hit points. If they do, he may not be participating in the game for much longer, and the game is still relatively close in terms of ship count. It is 5 friendly ships versus 4 enemy ships, although the friendlies do have a distinct cap advantage, which is the most important thing in domination mode games. Because Diloricate has pushed right through the Charlie Cap and into the Bravo Cap and taken out every form of resistance in his way, however, he is contributing quite heavily to the outcome of this game. There is the Wichita, angled slightly this time, and because he is more slightly angled, 1 shell is able to find his citadel, take him out, award Diloricate the Kraken Unleashed medal, and bring the total of damage done up to 124,000. That just leaves 3 enemy ships left. One is a York, who pretty much stands no chance against Diloricate's Alabama. But there is 1 destroyer left. And again, we're going to see some excellent counter-destroyer maneuvering from Diloricate here in the Alabama. He is taking shots from somebody, maybe the Sinop, perhaps the enemy destroyer, it's unclear. And the York somehow is still alive, but looks like not for much longer, especially if these guns get reloaded in time. The York is committing to a turn. Diloricate anticipates this, leads him just enough for the shells to find the York and take him out for Diloricate's 6th kill of the game. And there are still 2 enemy ships left. Can he get 8 kills and take out almost the entire enemy team? Well, we'll have to see. We know the Sinop and the Destroyer, based on their last known positions on the minimap, are somewhere around that island. And there the Synop has been spotted. He's at perilously low health. As far as a contest between the Synop and the Alabama goes, the result could pan out either way, depending on who gets the better shot. There is the enemy Yudachi, 6 kilometers away. Not sure if any torps are incoming, so Diloricate does take a moment to slow down and not come barreling around this corner. Sure enough, there are the torpedoes sailing in the direction that Diloricate was originally sailing. Luckily, since he slowed down, all of the torpedoes missed. Nice awareness coming around that island, not barreling out and into the wall of the Yudachi's skill. Keeps him alive for a moment. That Yudachi just needs to be tapped gently by even a secondary gun and he will go down. He's not too much of a threat. The Synop does look like he is threatening to push around the corner of that island, and in fact, there he is. Diloricate immediately takes a shot, taking a look here in between the gap, suspecting that the Yudachi might be lurking there, and he's kind of right. There's the Yudachi who's pushed further into the gap and launched torpedoes at somebody else. Unfortunately, he's not in a position to be shot by Diloricate, so he is not able to secure the kill on that Yudachi, but the Synop is still left, and if he can kill him, then he'll have scored the lucky number 7 kill. And Synop is angled, so Diloricate is waiting to see whether the Synop might consider turning and presenting a bit more of a favorable angle. The Synop decides to oblige. He is turning, so Diloricate holds the shot, releases it at the perfect moment to score a Citadel. He gets the Confederate medal and wins the game with 7 kills and 140,000 damage done. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.